guys, it's an algo here. I'm just gonna make a quick video today going over today's price action for Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. I'm also gonna be going over a quick overview on the statistical mapping levels, my settings, and showcasing an order block model on the 5-minute and the inversion fair value gap statistical model on a 2-minute chart. So let's go ahead and begin. So here we have the statistical mapping levels that are plotted on the trading view charts with indicators by @_JoshU and the 2 degrees team. So when we use these indicators, the OHLC stat map or the session stat map levels, it's going to throw out 5 levels: 2 distribution levels, 2 manipulation levels, and then the opening price. So the distribution levels, distribution plus up here is going to be our deep premium, while the distribution minus is going to be our deep discount. For our manipulation levels, we have the manipulation minus and manipulation plus. The manipulation minus up here is going to be our premium level, while the manipulation plus is going to be our discount. So let's go over the types of stat map indicators. We have the OHLC stat map, which provides statistical mapping levels for the candlestick you select, such as the daily candle, 4-hour candle, 1-hour candle, and from there, it will create these levels that are consistent and reliable across all applicable time frames. For the session stat map, what makes this different is it is designed to cater to specific trading sessions, such as the Asia session, London session, New York AM, and New York PM sessions. The levels that are thrown out and given onto your charts should be or are used for price reversals. And right over here, we can see how I generically use these levels. I use them as key levels. Then I wait for an entry function, such as an order block, changes to the delivery, or an inverse fair value gap with a market structure shift. Then I would enter during a macro time. Down here, we have the 2 models that we use to trade. We have the order block statistical mapping model, and then we have the inverse statistical model over here. So today we're going to go over the 5-minute chart using the order block, and then the 2-minute chart using the inverse fair value gap. As you can see with these pictures, I like to see a combo of OHLC session stat map levels hit on both. I would like the entry function to print, and then I will enter during a macro time targeting opposing stat map levels. Going over the settings. So for the OHLC stat map daily settings, I only have the daily checked off. I have the opening, manipulation, and distribution with the calculation look back at 60 with the method at being at median and points. For the OHLC stat map monthly and weekly settings, I have the monthly and weekly checked off. Open, manipulation, and distribution with the look back at 60 with the calculation method at mean. For the session stat map settings, I only have the 8:30 to 11 and manipulation and distributions checked off. I do not have the opening price checked off for my session stat map. The calculation look back for this is going to be at maximum with the method at median and points. So now hopping over to the price action, we're going to go over the 5-minute first, then we'll go ahead and move down to the 2-minute. So as you can see, market opens at 9:30 and market drives price down into our OHLC daily and session manipulation levels. So we'll go ahead and mark that off. Key levels hit OHLC and session combo. So for the entry function, we have the order block right over here. I like to use this as an order block because, as you can see, it was created at 9:30 during an important time. This candle closed below liquidity, which is the overnight session, the Asia session lows, and then close below our session and OHLC stat map levels. So from here, I'll drag the box out, and we're going to go ahead and mark this as our entry function. So 2 entry function 5-minute order block. So at this point, we're just going to wait for the market to validate a change in state of delivery with this order block. So we're going to mark out the opening price of the order block and then annotate it as CSD, or change in state of delivery. So once I see price close above that, that validates a change in state of delivery for me. I'll go ahead and enter long right over here if it's during a macro time. So let's go ahead and mark out the macro time. I started at 9:40 to 10:20. And then let's annotate that. 10 a.m. macro. Cool. Move this across a little bit. So the moment this gets validated, let's see, it changes state of delivery gets validated, I would enter right here. And let's mark that out. Boom. My stop will be at this low, or just down candles low. And I will target opposing stat map levels, such as this daily, this session distribution, this monthly, and all the way up to this daily distribution. So the way I see it, I am using a daily OHLC stat map level. So that to me is, when we enter at these levels, we are positioning ourselves in the manipulation wick of the daily candle. From there, once I enter here or here in this wick area, I would like to trade or like to see price distribute, creating the rest of the daily candle. And as you can see, price continues up, finally hitting the daily distribution. From here, price ranges, then finally closes at 1600 at this candle. So overall, it was a great day. As you can see, it was a $178 move from your entry with a $43 stop. From this entry, we could have experienced a drawdown of about $16 or $17 for less than 5 minutes, let's say. Then from here, price moves, and for the full delivery to the distribution level, that would have been about, let's use this one. That would have been about 4 hours and 20 minutes. So overall, it was a great trade. Then 2R would have been taken out right here. So this would have been a 2R trade. So 2R trade would have been done in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. So I like to exit at session, I like to use stat map levels as my targets and exits just to keep it consistent always within my trading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this, and then we're going to hop on to the 2-minute. So this was a great example today of the Orderblock Statistical Model. And then let's hop onto the 2-minute. So as you can see, this is a 2-minute chart. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, what happened to the other levels? All right, let's view them. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll hop on a 2-minute. And we're going to go over the 2-minute inverse fair value gap statistical model as well. So same thing, 9:30 is right here. We can go ahead and see price move down. Market drives price down into our OHLC and session manipulation levels while taking out liquidity from the overnight session and Asia session. We get a nice close right over here, and now we get a nice inverse fair value gap right here. So let's just go ahead and mark out our key levels once again. So this candle took out some liquidity and closed below our OHLC and session stat map levels. So I'm going to put OHLC and session combo hit. We have an entry function right over here. IFVG, or let's put entry function inverse fair value gap. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. So 9:30 price moves down, next candle moves down, finally closes below our session and OHLC levels. Price moves up. This candle right here validates the inverse fair value gap and market structure shift. You get a market structure shift right here the moment it closes above. And let's put that to the right. So as you can see, price moves up right here at 9:42, validates our inverse fair value gap, validates a market structure shift to the upside. Market pushes up one more time, retraces back into our inverse fair value gap. So now what we're going to do is check for macro time. So same deal, I'm going to start at 9:40, I'm going to end this at 10:20. And then we're going to mark out and annotate it as a 10 a.m. macro. So the moment price enters this inverse fair value gap during this macro time, I will enter. So I'll enter right here. Stop is going to be at the low. And then we're going to be targeting opposing session or OHLC stat map levels once again. And same deal. Boom. So this one is going to give you a bigger move. As you can see from this inverse fair value gap play, you're able to net a $213 move targeting the daily OHLC distribution level in the top. The maximum drawdown for this trade at the time was going to be about $9.75. So we're going to round that off to $10 drawdown for about 10-15 minutes, let's say. So for 15 minutes, you're in drawdown for about, what was that again? For about $10 for less than 15 minutes. And then price moves up. And in about 4.5, or yeah, 4 hours and 30 minutes, price delivers to the daily distribution level, netting a $213 move. So that's pretty much how I trade these models, how I use the stat map indicators, and yeah, how I see it. How I see an inverse fair value gap get validated, how a market structure shift gets validated, how an order block gets validated. So pretty much this is just what I am looking for every day. There are subtle other ways I could enter, but we'll go over that in the near future. But so far, this alone is powerful enough for me. As you can see, it worked great. There was news today. I don't really, not that I don't care about news, I'm not trying to care about news. I just want to know that there's news that day or not. If there's news, I can expect volatility, which can help the market move my trade to the right direction. Otherwise, if there's no news, we could get movement just like yesterday, where price hits our levels, moves, but then you get this type of chop or delayed delivery when there's no news days. Alright, so thank you everyone. Again, if you stayed this long to watch this, I want to thank you. I really appreciate all the views, the likes, the subscribers. Everything helps. I can't wait to go over the next day or the upcoming week. I'm hoping that I will be able to live stream soon, and I will be releasing a new video with the third model. I guess we're going to be calling it the Phoenix model at this point. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully I'll start getting a video of live price action, live trading as well, for everyone out there as well. Thank you guys again for all the love. I really appreciate all the support, and have a great week and great trading. Thank you again. Good night.